Hello, my name is Logan, and this is my Chimera, Azamina, Diabell, fiendsmith deck profile. I'll start with a Chimera engine. There's 3 Apprentice, 3 Gazelle, 1 main deck Murphamet, 2 Mirror Swords Knight, 2 Codal, and 3 Chimera Fusion. I'll explain my ratios after. For the Azamina / Simple Spoils, I run 1 Diabell Star, 3 Wanted Poster, 2 Deception, 1 Hallowed Azamina, 1 LZ Azamina, and 1 Simple Spoils of the White Forest. Diabell Star engine's real small. 1 Diabell's the White Witch, 1 Diabell Star Vengeance, 1 Curse of Diabell, and 1 Philia Diabell.
There's nothing in the column.
For the Fiendsmith, I run 3 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Tract, of course Lurie with the Tract, 1 Sanct, I'm probably going to take this out for a second Tract, 1 Paradise, and because Chimera can dump these and make it easy, Fiendsmith, 1 Evil Hero Sinister Necrom, and 1 Adusted Gold. For hand traps, I run a pretty good amount. I run 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Fuelos, 3 Imperm, then I run 1 Talents, 1 Call By, and 1 Cross Out.
Kill that.
So with the Chimera, I run the basic Chimera starters. I run 3 of each of the good starters and 2 of each of the semi-good starters. I'd rather see her in hand to add him to get him, but sometimes I don't get that lucky. Sometimes I have to go separate routes. Chimera Fusion is the soul of this deck. It can make any of my engines merge into Chimera, which can lead to another engine if I need it to be. I run 1 Diabell Star Black Witch, mostly because Wanted Poster can recur her, and I run Vengeance as well, so I only really need 1 of her now. 3 Wanted, I definitely want to see this card in hand. If I don't, oh well, I can always search it with another one of my engines. 2 Deception, in case 1 gets destroyed or banished, I always have a second to rely on if I can't recycle it. The Hallowed, just 1 because I run it and LZ, so if I already have 1 in the Hallowed in hand, I can always search my LZ for easier ways to get to my engines. I run this one mostly because it's a good third searcher for Diabell Star, and my Azamina package, it lets me switch some of my illusions or fusion, which is really nice because fusions are base of this deck. So this one is the bigger pro of the deck. This one's pretty alright. This one's I usually like for the defense, for both my cards. But I like this one because it's a fiend. It can be sent with the, Baphomet extra deck monster, so I can just banish the cards from my graveyard and special summon this from the graveyard. And of course the searchers for it. I run 3 of the Engraver mostly because I want it in hand. If they bestial it or get it banished, I always want to have more backup. I ran 2 before, and the second one always first and second one I ended up losing a lot, so I put in the third, and I haven't had many issues after that. Of course, only one of her, because most of the time you only need one of her this kind of deck. Like I said, I ran Saint because I wanted a second engraver target, but engraver kind of, most of the time when I drew it, I didn't have track, so I went with tracked. Saint, the main reason I want to cut it is because of the restriction that only light fiends can attack that turn. And of course, the Adusted Gold gets me quick fiendsmith combo through my Chimera package. Extra, the one Requiem sequence. Come on. A Gumday because it's overpowered, and Desiree. These honestly get me a lot of games because I can always recur my cards with my Chimera cards. This card right here can easily get me into my Azamina or Sinful Fools combo through my Chimera combo by going into Chaos Angel using the Azamina LZ. The Azamina cards, I run 3 other than Mel Regina, the Rusialagos, the Searcher, of course, plus it does well in battle. Sylvia, because Omni Negate, and Saint is good because the targeting effects on my opponents are really effective. The Poplar White Forest and Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon, they are for the Dive L-Star engine. Use Vengeance, pop a card, especially some Poplar, then quick synchro into Vengeance Dragon to get another card off the field. This is the number one card I go into my deck. It pretty much gets me to any and everything. I'm trying to find room to run a second one, but it's really, extra deck space is so tight, it's almost impossible. Guardian Chimera, it does come up sometimes, so that's why I haven't cut it out yet. Chimera, the Phantom Beast, the King of Phantom Beasts, it comes up sometimes, but if I'm locked into fusions, I like to go into this one, and I also like the effect that I can banish from my graveyard, special summon monsters from my graveyard. Like he can do it from the banish, this one does in the graveyard, so that's real nice for me. And Wave King Caesar, I don't really go in him too much, but when I have 2 fiends on the field, which can happen a few times actually with this deck, he's a good go-to. And I can end up with having him, Desiree, and Azamina cards on the field with no issue. My side decks kind of need a little bit of update, but it's still the same premise as it is now. The level 7 Diabelle, she's a good anti-spell fragrance. Nibiru, some decks have outs to Nibiru, but others, they don't really have outs to Nibiru, so it's kind of win-lose situation. I know when to bring Nibiru into the game, so, and plus I can side it if my opponent runs Nibiru with cross out. Sometimes not that effective, but it works. Dimensional Barrier, because there's so many different types of decks. Chaos Hunter, even though it's mainly meant for Malice, there are some decks that do rely on banishing, so Chaos Hunter really helps. And of course, back row hate, because I hate back rows. And 2 Kaijus, because you never know what you're going to come across.
Alright, thanks for the insight into your deck. And we'll catch you next time.
Alrighty, see you all next time.
Alrighty.